Welcome to What You Missed Today from Voice of Emirates, an AI-powered daily news bulletin where we bring you a concise roundup of the top stories we have covered since this morning, from local, Arab and international news to economy, entertainment, sports and lifestyle. I'm the virtual presenter for Voice of Emirates. Now, let's begin with the highlights of what you may have missed today. The United States has accused the Houthis of unjustifiably detaining United Nations personnel in Yemen, demanding their immediate release and an end to actions obstructing humanitarian operations. Speaking at the UN Security Council, the U.S. representative warned that the continued detention of aid workers is disrupting relief efforts and limiting assistance to vulnerable communities. Washington also called for respect for international humanitarian law and unrestricted movement for UN and diplomatic personnel, as international organizations warn that the detentions are placing further pressure on Yemen's already severe humanitarian crisis. A powerful explosion has rocked an ammunition factory in Colleferro, around 40 kilometers southeast of Rome, after a fire broke out in the plant's powder pressing department. The facility, operated by KNDS Ammo Italy, manufactures medium and large caliber ammunition, as well as defense and aerospace components. No injuries were reported, with all 24 workers present at the facility accounted for. 10 firefighting teams and a helicopter were deployed as flames spread to nearby vegetation, while police and prosecutors launched an investigation into the cause of the incident. British Ambassador to Iraq, Irfan Siddique, has reaffirmed London's support for the Iraqi government's efforts to combat corruption, advance financial reforms, and strengthen the rule of law. During talks in Baghdad with Prime Minister Ali Faleh al-Zaidi, Siddique also backed efforts to ensure that weapons remain exclusively under state control, saying these measures would strengthen institutions and stability. The two sides also discussed regional developments, stressing the importance of international cooperation, dialogue and diplomacy to reduce tensions and resolve ongoing crises. ومن الأخبار السياسية, Iran's new Basij chief Hossein Taib says the Strait of Hormuz is under Tehran's control and management, insisting that Iran is confronting Washington from a position of strength. The remarks came during Taib's first field visit since taking the post, as he met religious figures in Qom amid escalating regional tensions. His comments directly challenge U.S. President Donald Trump's assertion that American forces have total control over the strategic waterway through what he described as an iron wall naval blockade, highlighting the intensifying war of words between Washington and Tehran. Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema is seeking a second 5-year term in a closely watched presidential election. With his economic record at the center of the vote, Hichilema points to the restructuring of more than $12 billion in debt, lower inflation, and renewed investment since taking office in 2021. But many voters remain concerned about high living costs, unemployment, and electricity shortages. His main challenger, Brian Mundubile, has promised economic relief and stronger democratic freedoms. A candidate needs more than 50% of the vote to avoid a runoff. Iraqi authorities have dismantled an international drug trafficking network in a major security operation led by the Kirkuk Narcotics Affairs Directorate and coordinated with authorities in a neighboring country. The operation followed days of intelligence gathering and surveillance of the network's movements and cross-border links. Officials said security forces seized approximately 20 kilograms of marijuana while thwarting plans to smuggle the drugs and expand the group's criminal operations inside Iraq. Baghdad says the operation reflects its growing reliance on regional intelligence cooperation to pursue organized trafficking networks beyond its borders.
ومن أخبار الأعمال،
Dubai is set to host the 15th edition of Paper World Middle East from October 13th to 15th, 2026 at the Dubai World Trade Center. The exhibition will bring together international manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, and buyers, showcasing products ranging from office and school supplies to digital stationery, arts, crafts, and paper processing machinery. The event comes amid continued expansion in the global paper and stationery industries, with their respective markets forecast to reach approximately $294.5 billion and $218.1 billion by 2030. The 18 largest profit-making companies listed on the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange generated nearly 101 billion dirhams in net profit after tax during the first half of 2026, with each company earning more than 1 billion dirhams. Their combined revenues exceeded 351.7 billion dirhams, while 15 companies reported profit growth and 16 increased revenues. International Holding Company led the ranking with 26.2 billion dirhams in profit, up 195% year-on-year, followed by First Abu Dhabi Bank with 10.73 billion dirhams and Alpha Dhabi Holding with 9.8 billion dirhams, highlighting the strength of Abu Dhabi's major listed companies. DP World reported revenue of $12.7 billion in the first half of 2026, up 13.1% year-on-year, supported by the strength and diversity of its global logistics and ports network. Container volumes outside Jebel Ali increased 6.5% on a like-for-like basis, driven by growth across Africa, Asia-Pacific, Europe, and the Americas. The company invested $1.5 billion across its global portfolio during the period and expects total capital expenditure of around $3 billion in 2026. DP World also confirmed that operations at Jebel Ali continue without material damage. And from science and technology news, Google's Gemini app has surpassed 1 billion monthly active users, becoming the fastest-growing product in the company's history and the 14th Google product to cross the billion-user milestone. Google says 63% of users now interact with Gemini by voice, while 1 in 5 Gemini live sessions involves a camera feed or screen sharing. The platform also generates more than 150 million images every day and has over 100 million active users on iOS, highlighting the rapid expansion of generative AI into everyday digital life. A serious security vulnerability discovered in Zoom could have allowed an attacker to silently take control of devices simply by joining the same meeting. Researchers at Security found the flaw in Zoom's screen-sharing annotation system, where specially crafted data could trigger remote code execution without the victim clicking anything. The vulnerability affected Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, and Android, potentially allowing attackers to steal files, activate cameras or microphones, and install malware. Zoom has since released fixes, with cybersecurity experts urging users to update their applications immediately.
وفيما فاتكم من أخبار الفن والمنوعات،
Egyptian superstar Amr Diab is preparing to return to Dubai for a major live concert, continuing a busy season of performances and new music. The show is expected to feature a selection of his most popular hits, alongside songs from his recent releases, bringing together classics from his decades-long career and newer material. Diab has maintained a strong live presence in Dubai, where his concerts regularly attract large audiences, reinforcing his position as one of the Arab world's most enduring and influential pop stars. Tunisian star Latifa has officially joined the Recording Academy, the organization behind the prestigious Grammy Awards, marking a new international milestone in her decades-long career. The membership places Latifa within a global community of leading artists, musicians, and music industry professionals, with eligible members participating in the Grammy voting process. The recognition comes during a busy period for the singer as she continues releasing tracks from her 13-song album, Shibi Bilmili, which has generated strong engagement across Arab music platforms. A painting by Spanish master Pablo Picasso has been returned to its owners after an 8-year legal and ownership dispute, bringing a long-running battle over the valuable artwork to an end. The case highlights the complex questions surrounding the provenance, possession, and restitution of high-value artworks, particularly when pieces move between private collections and international markets. Picasso's works remain among the most sought after in the world, making ownership disputes and the recovery of missing or contested paintings closely watched events across the international art community.
ونختتم موجزنا بأبرز ما فاتكم من الأخبار الرياضية.
Former Premier League champions Leicester City have been put up for sale, with Thai owners King Power seeking more than £200 million for the club and its associated assets. Investment bank Citigroup is marketing the opportunity through a sales document known as Project Lineup. The package includes Leicester's men's and women's teams, King Power Stadium, training facilities, and Belgian sister club OH Leuven, with the assets valued at around £224 million. King Power bought Leicester for approximately £35 million in 2010, before overseeing the club's historic Premier League triumph in 2016. Paris Saint-Germain president Nasser Al-Khelaifi has ruled out running for the FIFA presidency, ending speculation that he could challenge current president Gianni Infantino in the election scheduled for March 2027. Speaking after PSG's European Super Cup triumph, Al-Khelaifi said he is very happy as president of the French club and intends to remain in his position. His name had emerged as a potential candidate amid growing debate over FIFA's leadership and governance, with reports suggesting he could attract support from some European football circles.
That was your roundup of what you may have missed today from Voice of Emirates. For the full stories, visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time.